Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today's video, this is a part of the A Cherry on Top YouTube hop. We do this hop every month with the design team. Today's theme is creative chaos, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of great projects shown by the rest of the design team. For me, I am taking one of my recent jelly prints that I did. I'm hoping the video is up before this one so that you can see how I got this. So this is my creative chaos per se that I'm working with. Okay, we're going to use this as the background for a art journal page. I've taken out this focal image. This is a Dina Wakley collage paper. I've also taken out these kind of branch leaves. This is also from her, this one, the Things That Grow collage paper pack. I have this Tim Holtz stencil. I believe it's like grungy circles, ringer layer circles. I have this transparency that's also from Dina Wakley that has some grungy circles. And then these are just the rest. And so we'll go from there. Oh, and I also pulled out some stencil butters. I have eggplant, it's purple, and seafoam, which is like a blue-green kind of color. And we'll be using that through there. So in order to adhere all collage papers down, I do have matte medium by Liquitex, but I also, so you need to use gel medium, or also sometimes I have the Ranger one too. I just seem to have misplaced it from my last time I played with it. Either version will work to adhere the collage into your book, and we're going to do it in my Dina Wakley denim journal. And so we've been slowly working on this. I know I've been showing you a few of the prepped pages because I've done these in other videos where I just added some sprays just so that it's not intimidating to start. This one also just some sprays. This one was like a serviette. I know I've showed you some of this, and then previous ones we've done on my channel here are those collages. Let's see, these ones. So we've done this. This was for a YouTube hop as well, where we put it on the burlap paper, and then I did this one rather recently too. This one's also on my channel. So we're just picking a spread, and I thought I was going to do it right here because it kind of laid really flat, just it's the inseam of the signature. So we will start with this getting glued down, then this on this side. Then we'll cut some of these and put them around over here, and then add some texture paste and go from there. That's our starting point. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with creating. So the first thing we're going to do is attach the bottom layer, which would be the collage elements. So we are going to use your matte gel medium, and for me, you could have had a little dish. This is when I like the little pot from Ranger, so I just squirted it right on my page. No shame in that at all. And actually I do a thick layer, that way it kind of just adheres really good, and a layer on top of the collage paper is also a good thing to seal it, especially if you have anything that may have open edges. Unlike this one will be to the edge of the paper, so you got to make sure we get to the edges with the matte gel medium and the collage paper itself. I'm making sure to kind of fold up the book and stuff so that it gets the crease in there and not pull, so you just want to be conscious of the crease. Sometimes it'd be wise to cut the paper down that center seam, and that way you won't have this problem, but for me I wanted to keep it whole, and that was fine. So something I wish I would have done that I struggled with right now is I wish I would have torn the edge of the paper so that it hadn't been such a block. I tried wetting it or ripping it, and it wasn't doing it, so you saw me bust out the scissors, and I just wanted it not to have like a sharp edge at that line. That was like hindsight looking back, you know. So this is a collage element from Dina Wakley herself. So she had one that was like all of like figures and stuff. She's had one that's called like Grows, or Things That Grow, which is what the leaves are from. And she just has ones that are mark making and or text. And I will leave everything I can down below as long as it's available. Sometimes I've been a fan of Dina Wakley for so long that some of them are no longer available, and I'm so sorry. So I went ahead and cut these out on their own. I didn't use all of them. I think I just used like a combination of 5 or 7. I like to work in odd numbers. I put some that are going to be gracing the page with the face on it, and then others on the opposite side as well. But you can add as many or as little as you want. And if you don't like doing with collage papers, I also know that she came out with a stamp set from the last release that are like her version of leaves and foliage that could work, and if you just wanted to stamp these images on without having collage paper, that is also a way to go. Stamping would work. So we are taking archival ink. It's in a dark purple. I think it's called Eggplant. And a recent stamp set I hauled from a Cherry on Top. This one was called Pampleon. And I'm just using it to get some text on the page. This is the text one, clearly. And then I will use the little mothy butterfly one next. And I just chose purple, clearly, because there was purple already on the page. We have a blue and purple dominant page, but you can see how wonderful, like, the collage papers still shine through underneath from the what is it, the face form too from Dina Wakley, because their collage paper is like tissue and it melts into the paper and still has the collage from our jelly printing that we did shine through, and you can see all of that great like texture and designs from the stencils that I used and the array of colors, because you see purples, you see pinks, you see like the aqua and the blues. And so I love where this was going. Now my next step, I wanted to see if I could add some stencil butter through a stencil. And you will see me flummox this about 3 times. And 3 times I do take it out, but I thought I would leave the footage of me trying it out, because here I am, I was like, oh, butterfly, we were stamping butterflies, and that did not come out good at all. It was like, ew, yuck, like you can't even tell, like all of the lines, because the butter got under the stencil, it didn't lay flat. So here I am, just scraped off the top part, and I was like, well, that's not going to work, maybe it's too detailed. So I was like, let me go in with the stencil I wanted to use, and I definitely went in there again, and we tried. And when I lifted it up, you can't even tell that there's circles again, you know. Here I am, I'm just like, nope, that looks terrible, like why isn't it stenciling right? And in the end, because I do it one more time, but you have to realize that I had to realize, so here I am with the baby wipe, and it does kind of wipe off thanks to the gel medium. And I tried it again. Look, I'm trying again. The problem is, as that I learned, is that this paper is way too textured. It's way too textured, and there is no like good clean contact where like the butter won't get underneath the stencil, because here I am trying again with the heart one. I was like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I gave it 3 or 4, as you can see, valiant efforts on trying the stencil out, and it was not. I was like, nope. I was like, give up, Ty, give up. So I took the baby wipe, wiped it off, and knew that I wasn't stenciling anymore. And I should have known, because once I looked at the texture and felt it, like it's that, they call it, I think it's rag cloth paper, or maybe it's just like heavy thickness of watercolor paper. It's very textured, and the fact that I added more collage paper on top, it's not a flat surface anymore. It's textured, which is the beauty in that paper and working with it. But clearly I had to learn the hard way and try stenciling with stencil butter, which normally works out like butter. It did not work. So I was definitely like, what in the world? So what else can I do? So I went in my stash and I took out a few more Stampers Anonymous collection stamps that I have from Tim Holtz. One is the heart one, and one I use is just another text kind of one. But the heart one I definitely went to town with, still with the archival ink, and it worked out great. So I have the heart one out, and I missed the footage there, so I already stamped a bunch of hearts all over the place. And then I still needed a title, so I took the recent one from Tim Holtz, I think it's called Printed Magazine, Printed something, I believe it's called, and it's the new alpha from his recent release. And so I needed a title piece, because you know I always got a good title, and since my stamping went sort of horribly and stenciling before, I knew I had to do it on vellum or something that I could then attach into my book, because stamping and getting a good clean impression was not going to happen on this page. So vellum it is. And once I'm done, you will see that I will attach it vertically instead of like horizontally, because there is room for it in that regard. So I went with Inspire Others, and then I'm also busting out, I think I took out the Tiny Conversations from Tim Holtz. I'm in my Tim Holtz era, so like they're all on my desk ready to use. A tiny word strip that says, I think creativity comes the more you use it, or something like that. And so that's under the girl. You can see the little black stripe, and you can see some of the hearts around her face. Oh, and I also stapled in already, probably off camera, some of the footage, the transparencies with the circles, so at least I got the look without necessarily having to stencil it or stamp it myself, because clearly this paper was challenging. But that's part of the beauty with these art journals. It's experimenting and learning how to play with your products. So stapling it in, it goes, and it's complete. Okay, that will wrap up this layout. These might be dangling pieces because I cannot get my stapler in the middle, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. And I didn't even audition it this way just because there was like a column left over there that I was like, it works out perfectly there. So let's just take a closer look. We have all the collage, we have all the stamping, we have some of the transparency, we have our big title piece. So cool. I love doing these in a row. All the text there, the little tattoo butterfly on her eye, and then one of the conversational small talk ones, and then that big heart too. And you can see how that texture, so no wonder the stencils weren't working. That was supposed to be a clean stamp imprint, and it's like moldy, you know? But overall, very fun. So here is my project for creative chaos. That was definitely a chaotic process. But I hope you also find it inspiring that I too, don't have it all figured out. I too mess up. Baby wipes are key to getting it off quick. But that's part of the fun. Like, my hands are dirty. I just spent the morning doing this. I learned a bunch of things, and that is part of having an art journal. It is practice. It is, no one, other than me, because I put it on the internet, but no one will see it but you. And you learn to use your products, and my next, page in here will be that much better, or more creative, or more chaotic. Who knows? That's the glorious part about it. But I hope it encourages you to play with your art supply products, especially if you buy, stamps and stencils and stencil butters. Like, see how they work, see how they behave. That is my complete encouragement for you. So thank you for joining me. Please hop along. Everything is linked down below. And until next time, everyone, bye.